building the bridges and building the houses, or beyond the technical part. Because you are skilled, your mindset, your education, your discipline, your approach, your eye for detail, your understanding of the importance of process working is also extremely useful to institution building. It's used to management processes. It's useful in administration. It's used in the process of governance. It's how that mindset is taken out of your technical work into the field of life. That's where I want to challenge you today. Because I'm not the engineer that's going to come and talk to you about your engineering. But my hope is that I can challenge you to think of how, even though you're trained as an engineer, you become a bigger composite part of using the innate learnings of your engineering training to restructure a society that needs structure, to rebuild a society where system needs to work, to rebuild a society where the process of governance requires discipline, to build a society where things must work in a certain way, especially since we have people who are trained in a way where they have the capacity to influence the society like that. So don't walk away with just your degree or your engineering work. Don't walk away as the managing director of the Nigerian printing, mint and printing only. Don't print the notes for us or security printing only. But be the guy who, because of your engineering mind, can challenge a government process because it's not working as it should, and help to redesign the process in a way that there's continuity within the system of what we do. Now, another way I want you to look at diversity of expression is to encourage the young women to come in now. Don't offer them just a narrow view of the world of an engineer as it is generally practiced. Offer them the options that the world gives, because being an engineer, you can be anything. One of the things I have learned in my life is, that's why I said to you, sometimes I'm not even sure what I am. Because my first degree is in chemistry, and then I have an MBA and all of that, but all those are additional skills to help you do the job you do well. But then I finished my chemistry degree, went to Akitola Williams & Co. to train, wanting to become a chartered accountant. Gave up on it because it was too boring for me after a while, and decided that I wanted to work in a bank. But before getting to work in a bank, the first job I could get after my youth service was in a furniture manufacturing company. I only lasted 3.5 months there, and I left to go and start my own furniture company. Because when I got there, I realized why I had originally thought about studying architecture, because I loved this transformation of space, the design, it excited me, but I didn't like the values of that company. And I thought I could build my own business and build it with the right values. I was in my 20s, and I went ahead to start my own company. And my business group is 31 years this year. But that's not the end of the story, because I then built a manufacturing group in furniture and security systems, because when I have a lot of engineers who work for me. When you go to the banks and you see those doors you pass through at the entrance, the security doors, that's us. We introduced it into the country 25 years ago. And so I have a whole team of engineers that run the system and keep it working across the country. That's how they can work. But what is the point I'm making? That's only, it's an expression of a journey. Because beyond your engineering degree does not represent who you are. It represents the certificate that you have. It doesn't define who you are. It defines a process of education you have had and a certificate you have been awarded. And the real value of your certificate is in combining the learnings of your educational process with the person that you are, and taking all of it together to change the world around you. Because My father sent me to school to have a degree, hopefully to have a job and build forward. But he really could not have planned for the things I chose, the way I chose the adventure of my life. But thank God for a good father who had enough grace and understanding to let me experiment with my life and just watched me from the back with care. And built the companies. The security door was an accident of life. A bank was looking to get it into Nigeria, and I happened to service them in furniture. And they asked me to please help them check for a company in Italy that's involved in that. Eventually found them a company, but the company wouldn't deal with them because the company doesn't deal with an end user. And I became the man between the two with no idea of what to do with it. But anyway, God wakes you up from a slumber and you catch a vision and you must be smart enough to run with it.
Yes.
So I signed off a West African dealership with that company. And that's how I have an engineering business related to security systems, even though I didn't go to school to study engineering. So all I'm saying to you is, look, your degree is to say you've been to school. I don't even care if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, or if you're an engineer. I care that your mind has been taught. I care that your mind has been trained. I care that you have gained certain skills and disciplines from the process of your education. But what I'm saying to you is, who are you as a person? How does the skill that you have had combine with your person, the gifts and the talents of your life? And how do you bring them together to change the world and do something great? You might work in one place now, and you might work in another or run a business. But open your eyes and see, what else can I do with what I have? How else can I create value? Think outside of the box of your life to create new boxes. Make it more exciting for the next generation to want to come in. Excuse my word, but make engineering sexy. And there will be love, girls and boys. We need to take out the rigidness of the old professions in order to make it easier and simpler for the next generation to understand that it's not as difficult as they think, but they have capacity to learn and to use it to do great things. We need them to innovate, but we need them to first learn, have the core knowledge they need to innovate. But if on the outside we present it in a rigid box, we will not get them there. And yet, even though you are engineers, if you don't have their experience, you cannot innovate for their generation. Nor can you innovate around the time and the season of where we are. So you still need the generations of the time and the seasons to be exposed to the right knowledge in order to create value, to solve the problems of this time and this season, using the same skills that you have. To tell you the truth, that's all I set out to come and do. I just wanted you to be the engineer, but be the sexy engineer. Be the changing engineer. Be the open-minded engineer that can make it attractive to the next person. But beyond that, use your engineering skills and your engineering knowledge. Use it to create new solutions, to solve new problems, and to change the world of this country. Use it to help create a governance process that truly impacts our people. Use it to help redesign our systems. Simple things. Traffic solutions, waste solution, waterways solution, simple things. Cost-effective housing solution to accommodate poor people who must still have homes as well, but in a different way. Apply it to society, to the real challenges of the society, and make real people feel the impact of the real engineers. Not the bridges, not the houses, not the high-rise buildings alone, but life. Be social engineers. Thank you. God bless you.
When the world is fine, come on, dive in. The future's here.